Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are, and welcome to Mini Indie Game Reviews, a place where I'll be reviewing indie games that are quick, sweet, and straight to the point. Today we're going to be looking at the indie title known as Aeondrive, which is a title that came from the developers that go by the name of Two Awesome Studios, and was published through Critical Reflex. This game also serves as the follow-up sequel to the game Dimension Drive, where the same main characters appear in, but with an obvious change within character design, and not to mention a noticeable change in what type of overall game genre Dimensional Drive belongs to, in comparison to Aeondrive. But anyway, I got the PS4 version, so let's get into it. Alright, so the story of Aeondrive is not a deep nor a complicated one. The main character, who goes by the name of Jacqueline, is on a run. She opens a portal that leads her and her robot droid companion crash landing on this planet. She lands in a city that's known as New Barcelona. The problem comes into play when the core that she brings along with her is lost and unstable. Now, if these cores are not found, it would mean the planet would be destroyed. So to stop that, Jacqueline must find these cores while trying not to get killed herself in the process. To help aid her, this robot with an artificial intelligence was able to manipulate time and space for only 30 seconds, just so Jacqueline is able to do what she needs to do. And that's about it. This game looks good. The two-dimensional pixel-like artistic direction is quite lovely to look at. A lot of detail is placed into the levels as well because there's just so much going on within the futuristic backgrounds. I mean, it's just sprawling with life. Unfortunately, given the time restraints of the gameplay, the player wouldn't have that much time just to sit and soak it all in. That is, unless you do something that I will probably end up going over within the gameplay section. The character design of Jacqueline looks pretty good too. In her natural state with the red hair, she looks kinda nice. Surprisingly enough, this is like the second indie title that I'm playing with the main character having red hair. You can change the color of Jacqueline to the selection of your choosing. I kinda like how the background avatar picture looks very different with each selection. And again, speaking of the backgrounds with different stages, it all comes with their own very distinct look and thematic designs, rather than just being recolored versions of the same level. Overall, I really love how this game is looking. Aeondrive is this 2D platformer where the player must move through these obstacle course-like levels within a time frame of 30 seconds. Now, it would seem like the 30 seconds isn't enough time to do anything, but trust me, it's more than enough time. Actually, this simple game mechanic adds a level of urgency to the player to get a move on, and gives a reason for the player to become better at utilizing the abilities given to pretty much move effectively and proficiently through these different stages. It's one of those instances where the game isn't what becomes easier, instead it's you as the player becoming better. Remember that thing I was talking about in the presentation section? Well, there is a way you can throw all of that urgency out the window, and that's just by simply turning off the timer, thus making this game effectively a platformer with very short sections to it. But let's continue this review as if that doesn't exist, okay? Okay. The abilities you have at your disposal, of course, is the ability to move left or right, jump, slide, wall jump, which will be useful, a dagger that has a unique ability, and a sword. This sword can destroy different enemies that will be airborne or on the ground with one simple strike, just as they and the traps that's on each level can do to you. Now, onto this dagger. This particular weapon can be used to destroy enemies, but really it's going to be used as one of your main vital methods of traversing some of these levels. This dagger grants the ability to instantly teleport to wherever it lands. This is kind of like another game that I reviewed. But back to the 30-second time restraint. The player can actually prolong the time by capturing these canteens. The more you collect, the more this gauge fills up, and once it's filled, you are granted more time once activated. On the topic of how this game flows, it's pretty linear as it gets. Sections of the different places that you're going to be exploring is separated by these gauntlets of levels. Once you unlock the next gauntlet, so to speak, after all the levels is done before it, you move on to the next gauntlet. And again, the option of this game is to get from point A to point B. And just like any platformer, once you reach this little gate, you're on to the next level. What do I think of the gameplay? Overall, the controls in the gameplay is actually done quite well. The inputs are actually responsive and yeah. Aeondrive features music that was done by Void that produces music that would be considered within the electronic synth genre, but I guess some would say dark synth. I will provide links where you can check out their various albums along with Aeondrive's OST to determine that for yourself. But in this game though, yeah, it's nothing but pumping electronic music just to put a little pep in your step. While looking up the game's OST, I came across this track that was done by a composer and songstress by the name of migrs1e11. She has done work for many well-known titles and important entities, but it came to a shock to me that she did work for the OST for River City Girls. You should check out both of these artists. I'll provide links where you can check out their works.
Let's get those drive cores.
The sound design for Aeondrive is quite outstanding. You can hear the footsteps of Jacqueline every time she moves, but above all else, one of my favorite sound effects is the booming sound whenever you vanish towards where you throw your sword at. Another noticeable sound effect I love is when you swing your blade. It almost sounds like Cloud's Buster Sword. It's like you can hear the weight of the weapon slicing through the air. I also gotta give credit to the voice actor of Jacqueline, Miss Kira Buckland, which according to this article is best known for her roles as 2B in Nier Automata, Remy Sugimoto in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Diamond is Unbreakable, Chusi Wright in the Ace Attorney series, and Hiyoko Sanji in the Danganronpa series. It seems to me that aeondrive, for a game that may seem simple, has amazing people that has quite the number of accomplishments making their contributions towards it. With everything covered, I'm going to give this game an 8 out of 10. It's simple and gives me nostalgic feels of other games, particularly within the retro realm. aeondrive is now available for Steam for Mac and PC, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One for $15. I recommend picking this one up. But until next time, be safe out there, and peace, y'all.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit up that notification bell, and I gotta go.